And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Monroe Stadium in downtown Fredericksburg for James Monroe High School football on Fredericksburg Education Station. It's the alumni night for the James Monroe football program, and tonight the Yellow Jackets entertain an old rival, the Caroline Cavaliers. I'm Herman Kay. Bob Blackburn is at home tonight. He's not with me, and I feel so alone tonight, Jim, but we got Jim and Chuck here, so we'll be all right. But Bob celebrated a birthday yesterday, so happy birthday greetings going out to my dear friend Bob Blackburn, who's at home tonight. And this Battlefield District opener between the Jackets and Cavaliers, the Jackets last played on Monday night, picking up win number 4 on the season. With a 35-6 victory over previously unbeaten Essex, the Yellow Jackets were sharp after a 16-day layoff, passing and running for 5 touchdowns. Our national anthem here at Monroe Stadium. Our national anthem here at Monroe Stadium. The Jackets last played on Monday night, picking up win number 4 on the season with a 35-6 victory over previously unbeaten Essex. Yellow Jackets were sharp after a 16-day layoff, passing and running for 5 touchdowns on offense. Senior tailback DJ Weldon paved the way with 2 rushing scores, while Vincent Smith added another. Quarterback A.J. Felton tossed 2 touchdown passes, one to Antoine Lewis Gray and one to his brother Matt Felton. James Monroe also got a strong game from his defense, limiting Essex to under 150 yards of total offense. Led by D.D. Nelson, the unit stymied the high-powered offense and has been playing quality football for the last month. Coach Survey and his staff seem to be rounding this team into form for the stretch run. We're talking about the playoff, just about set for high school football right here on Channel 83. I'm Herman Kay. Glad to have you along. James Monroe will receive the football to open up this football game.
There is Leacock.
Back deep for the Yellow Jackets is Leacock. It's going to be a line drive type of kick, and the Yellow Jackets advance the ball out to their 44-yard line. It's going to be pretty good field position opening up this football game for James Monroe. We were talking about Coach Survey. Well, we're halfway through the football season, and playoff rankings are taking shape. Yellow Jackets in position to pick up some points with wins against their district foes, and that district thing opens tonight when the Yellow Jackets take on this Caroline Cavalier team. Here we go, 1st and 10 for James Monroe from the pistol, handoff up the middle, and it looked like Weldon on the carry. Weldon getting the ball out to the James Monroe 49-yard line. Well, tonight's game should give the Yellow Jackets an opportunity to pick up a win over a good Caroline club in front of their home crowd here at Monroe Stadium. Of course, this game was scheduled to be played last night, and because of the bad weather coming through just about kickoff time, it was canceled and rescheduled for 7 o'clock tonight. 2nd and 5 facing the Yellow Jackets, handoff, and that's Weldon. Weldon into Caroline territory. Steps out of bounds on the far side of the field. Not until he picked up about 13 yards on that gallop off guard on the right side, advancing the ball down to the Caroline 38-yard line. 11:13 to go, just getting underway here at Maury Stadium. 0-0 score, and the Yellow Jackets getting together with this offense and advancing the ball against this Caroline defense. First and 10 yards to go for James Monroe. Two receivers to the near side of the field from the pistol. Felton with the reception to his brother Matt. Matt gets away, streaks up the sideline at the 5 into the end zone. He's going to be knocked out at the pylon, but a flag on the play. So flag back at about the 30-yard line. And let's see, it might be a flag against the Yellow Jackets. If so, it's going to bring it back. So what's the call? They're going to mark the ball at the Caroline 1-yard line. So the penalty is going to be against Caroline. So the Yellow Jackets take the play, and it's going to be first and goal from the Caroline 1-yard line. Don't know what happened on that play, but some kind of infraction. Nice run by Felton. That's Matt Felton advancing the ball down to the Caroline 1-yard line. First and goal for James Monroe at the 1-yard line, and no indication. Ball came out. Somebody picked it up and stepped into the end zone, but it's going to be blown dead right at the Caroline 1-yard line. So 2nd and 1 for James Monroe at the 1-yard line. Getting some substitutions going in for James Monroe. Number 44, that's Matthew Abel, 5'10", 225 senior checking in. Along with number 25 for James Monroe, Vincent Smith Jr. He's 5'6", 172, a senior. So here we go, 2nd and goal for James Monroe from the I formation. They give it to the tailback, and he's tripped up. Good defense by Caroline. That play was designed to go off guard on the right side, and Caroline got penetration, tripped him up. Just as he got the handoff, it's going to be 3rd and goal from the Caroline 1-yard line. Number 19 checking into the JM lineup, A.J. Felton, 5'9", 155, 10th grader. And let's see what the Yellow Jackets called here. Quarterback, Felton, under center, turns, keeps the football, dips to the outside, trying to turn the corner, and he does. It's a touchdown. A.J. Felton faked the handoff in the middle, raced it around the right side, outran a Caroline defender, getting into the end zone. It's 6-0, James Monroe. Completion from Felton to Felton. Big play set up in this drive was the long pass play from Felton to Felton. Felton getting the ball down to the 1-yard line. That was A.J., and his brother Matt took it in from 1 yard out. Extra point attempt here for the Yellow Jackets. The kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field with 9:34 to go in this opening quarter here at Maury Stadium on a Saturday night. I'm Herman Kay, 7-0 outscore. James Monroe back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium, 7-0. James Monroe. Didn't take them long to get on the scoreboard tonight, but we've grown accustomed to their offense and how fast they could put points on the board. So Yellow Jackets set to kick off the Cavaliers. Got two deep men back there for Caroline. standing right around the 15-yard line. Marines set to kick off at James Monroe. There's your whistle. And it's going to be a short squib type kick fallen on by a Caroline player. That was number 3, Isaiah Williams, the 6'1", 195 senior, falling on the football. Cavaliers with decent field position here for their first chance to be on offense. So it's first and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers at their 40-yard line. Yellow Jackets on defense for the first time tonight. We'll try to identify some of those players. Defensive end, that's number 44, Matt Abel. He's a senior. We'll talk more about that defense after this first down play. Caroline keeping the ball on the ground. Nice run up the middle. Number 2 on the carry. Antonio Robinson, the 5'6", 180 senior on the carry, picking up about 6 yards on that run right up the gut. Setting the JM defense, nose tackle KJ Conaway. Defensive tackle Trayvon Lucas along with Edwin Young. We get a whistle on the play. And no flag, but no gain. Nelson in on the stop for James Monroe. 8:54 and counting down here in his opening quarter. 7-0 James Monroe. Cord Lucas, the middle linebacker, along with number 10, Deontay Nelson. Linebackers Gary Boxley and Vincent Smith. 3rd and 2 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Number 2 on the carry, and that's Robinson. Robinson with no gain, so that's going to set up a 4th down. And about 2-3 yards to go for the Cavaliers. And the cornerback, the John Bowley, along with the safety, Joseph Franklin. And the cornerback, the other cornerback, number 3, Antoine Lewis Gray. He's a junior. 4th and 2 to go here for the Cavaliers, and they're going to go for it. Yellow Jackets digging in, quarterback sneak, and no, they do not get it. Yellow Jackets stack them up at the line of scrimmage. The ball comes out. Nelson with the football. He's about 20 yards downfield, but the official saying that his forward, no, they're going to give the ball to James Monroe. They don't get it on the fumble, but they get it on downs here. So it's first and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavaliers' 49-yard line. Yellow Jackets offense coming back on the field. Their initial possession tonight, they scored. Quarterback number 19, A.J. Felton, 10th grader. Running back D.J. Weldon, a senior. We'll talk about the wide receivers coming up. 3 to the near side of the field. 1 to the far from the pistol. That's going to be Weldon on the carry. My goodness, carrying Cavalier players with him, with his head down and driving those legs, getting the ball down to the Cavalier 41-yard line. Checking the JM offense, wide receivers, Matt Felton, number 2. Number 1, Drajon Bowley. Antoine Lewis Gray wearing number 3 tonight, along with number 12, Jalen Price, are the receivers for James Monroe. Operating from the pistol formation, the Yellow Jackets. Felton fakes a handoff, throws a pass in the middle with a reception. Leacock with the catch down inside the 30 to the Cavalier 29-yard line. 7 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Yellow Jackets on the move again. So number 3 coming out, Antoine Lewis Gray checking into the JM lineup. Number 12, Jalen Price, he's a senior. Yellow Jackets break huddle. 1st and 10 at the Cavalier 29-yard line. Operating from the pistol formation. Man in motion to the near side. He gets it. It's a jet sweep. Nice cut. Leacock on the carry. Gets the ball down to the Cavalier 20-yard line. Flag on a play in the JM backfield. Might be a holding call against James Monroe. It is a holding call against James Monroe. That's going to push the Yellow Jackets back. 6:27 to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 outscore. Interior lineman for James Monroe's offense tackles number 77, the big guy, Brandon Martin. He's a junior. The other tackle, K.J. Spears, a senior. The guard, Cody Hedrick, along with Ian Jeffers, and the center, number 63, Wade Olson for James Monroe. First down and 20 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Caroline 37-yard line. Operating from the pistol formation, spread offense. Man in motion to the far side. And it's going to be a false start against the Yellow Jackets. Center failed to snap the football. Thus, those receivers were heading upfield. And that's going to cost the Yellow Jacket 5 yards, pushing the ball back to the Caroline 43-yard line. 6:05, 7-0 outscore. And once again, Bob Blackburn is not here tonight. Bob is enjoying himself with his lovely wife, Laura, celebrating his birthday. First and 20 for James Monroe. Quarterback calling his own number, run all the way, turns it upfield, dips inside out. Steps out of bounds on the far side of the field, so Felton got a lot of that penalized yards back on that run. And that's going to be close to a JM first down. No indication. Did I see another flag on the play? That's going to be a sideline warning against the Yellow Jackets. So the play will stand. It's second down. And about 5 yards to go for James Monroe. Number 2 coming out for the Yellow Jackets. That's Matt Felton. Second and 5 for the Yellow Jackets. Ball at the Caroline 23-yard line. 5:37 to go. From the pistol formation, movement on defense by Caroline. Weldon pops it outside, gets the first down, steps out of bounds on the far side. So they'll move the chain on the far side of the field. The Yellow Jackets putting together a nice drive again here after being penalized about 3 times on this possession. So the Yellow Jackets getting the first down. 5.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Felton checking in. Replacing number 12 for the Yellow Jackets. That's Jalen Price coming to the JM bench. One man split to the near side of the field. And that's going to be number 2. That's Felton. Quarterback. Felton fakes it inside. And he's going to be nice open field tackle around on the right side. Felton had some daylight out there, but a good closing tackle by Caroline rather. And that prevented Felton from racing that into the end zone, setting up a second down and 5 yards to go for James Monroe. 5:04 to go in a fast-moving first quarter here at Morris Stadium. Number 3, split to the near side of the field, Antoine Lewis Gray for James Monroe. Felton looking in that direction. He's rolling out, throws a pass in the back of the end zone. It's going to be picked off. Number 7 picks it off for Caroline. Reginald Twisdale with the interception in the end zone. And he elected to run it out and returned it out to the Cavalier 14-yard line. Difficult pass for Felton on that play. He was rolling to his left. He had a man open, but just could not plant and get enough on that football. Thus, it hung up there, and Twisdale stepped in there and picked it off and returned it for 14 yards. Cavaliers with the big break here with the interception in the end zone. It will be 1st and 10 for Caroline at their 14-yard line. 4:37 to go, first quarter. Quarterback under center. Sends the man in motion. Keeps the football. And the Yellow Jackets, great lateral pursuit. The ball carrier might have picked up a yard or two. That's going to advance the ball across the 15 to the 16-yard line, where it will be second down and 8 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Cavaliers going with a hurry-up offense, no huddle, trying to pick up the pace of this football game. Second and 8 yards to go, 4:03 to go, first quarter. Cavalier center, quarterback rather. And a run around the left side did not fool the JM defense. Lost a couple of yards on that play. That's going to set up a 3rd and long for Caroline. Abel in on the stop for James Monroe. Trying to look at all of this. Last week's scores, that remains the same, but this week's area games, well, it's all out of disarray because of some games being played last night, some games postponed and rescheduled for tonight. So 3rd and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers from the pistol. Quarterback rolling out with the ball. He loses the football. It's going to be picked up. Is it a touchdown? Yes. Quarterback was hit in his end zone. Ball came out. JM player picked it up. Let's see, who is that? Number 46? What was that number? Did not pick up a number of the man that picked that football up. Well, it's not they're going to say it wasn't a touchdown. I'm sorry. But the Yellow Jackets had the football, 1st and goal at the Cavalier 1-yard line. Coach Serbe and Don Joy, the offensive coordinator for the Yellow Jackets, talking to his offense, sending in a play. Kind of like the idea with the quarterback, Felton, with the keeper, Felton, with the quarterback keeper, and he gets in. Yes, touchdown. Really went out on a limb with that call. Felton with the quarterback keeper getting into the end zone, 13-0 outscore. Yellow Jackets turned the ball over as a result of an interception by the Cavaliers, but the Yellow Jackets get it back on a fumble by the quarterback, and they punch it in with 2:52 to go in this first quarter. There's your kick by Marine. It's up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 2:52 to go in this Monday night action. Saturday night action. Or is it Thursday? Let's try Saturday night. 14-0 outscore. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Monroe Stadium. 2:52 to go in this first quarter. 14-0 James Monroe. Yellow Jackets set. That's Marine set to kick off for the Yellow Jackets. There's your kick, a squib kick along the ground, takes a high bounce. Cavaliers fall on it at their 30-yard line. Caroline coming into tonight's game 0-5. James Monroe at 4-1. And This is pretty much what we have always known as the Battlefield District. And the Carolina Cavaliers a part of that old Battlefield District. Big rivalry through the years between these two teams. And in a minute, we'll talk about the Virginia High School League ratings and where the Yellow Jackets are in that. First and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers. And a whistle might have been an offsides penalty against the Yellow Jackets. Somebody moved on that line of scrimmage. Let's see if it's going to be against the Yellow Jackets. Yes, it is. An aggressive play. Somebody trying to beat that signal count. And that's going to be a first and 5 yards to go for the Cavaliers at their 35-yard line. One receiver split to the near side of the field. Quarterback operating from the pistol formation. Gets the snap looking, rifles a pass with a catch on the far side of the field. And it falls incomplete. That defender was right there. Got a hand in there. Broke that play up. Thus resulting in an incomplete pass. And that will give the Cavaliers a 2nd and 5 from their 35-yard line. 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. 14-0 outscored James Monroe. Cavaliers having problems moving the ball against this tough JM defense. Quarterback, nice, tall, rangy DeAndre Christopher, the quarterback. Now, Christopher is the, and that's going to be number 7, Reginald Twisdale, the ball carrier. Twisdale lost some yards on that play. That's going to set up a 3rd and about 9 yards to go for the Cavaliers. All the plays coming in from the sideline, and thus, once the play is sent in, the players on the field have to look at the plays on their wrist and determine what play they have to run. That takes a lot of time. Now we're getting a whistle. And Cavaliers taking a timeout. Just couldn't get that play in there fast enough to avoid a delay of game penalty. The Carolina coach elected to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 1:57 to go. Opening quarter. 14-0 JM. Back after this. Welcome back. 1:57 to go. Cavaliers taking timeout number 1. 3rd down and 9 yards to go for the Cavaliers at their 31-yard line. Operating from the pistol formation. Yellow Jackets showing blitz. And they're all over the quarterback, but he gets away. Runs around the right side. He's going to be sacked in his backfield. And Jawan Wallace, the quarterback, had nowhere to go on that play. And they lose yards, so 4th down coming up here for the Cavaliers, and probable punting down here for the Cavaliers. Back for the Yellow Jackets, number 2, Matt Felton. Along with number 6, Darius Leacock. Felton and Leacock standing back at their own 40-yard line. Punter standing at his 16-yard line.
Darius Leacock back to receive the punt.
Here's a snap, a high snap. Punter gets it off. A decent punt on the fly. Yellow Jackets, that's Leacock around the corner. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5 into the end zone, touchdown. That's Matt Felton. about a 50-yard punt return for a touchdown by Felton. No flags on the play.
50-yard punt return by.
The return was set up to the middle. Things got clogged up there. He bounced it to the near side of the field, went untouched up the sideline for a 50-yard punt return for a touchdown by Felton. Yellow Jackets attempting the extra point here. Marine gets up to kick. This guy is automatic. Timeout on the field. 53.5 seconds to go in this opening quarter. 21-0. James Monroe back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. That was Felton. 50-yard punt return for a touchdown. 21-0 our score. Yellow Jackets pretty much scoring at will here. I think they've scored on almost every possession. They have yet to punt the football, making this thing pretty easy as they lead the Cavaliers of Caroline by the score of 21-0. Talking about the high school ratings, Virginia High School League ratings. Region 3A East. Of course, the Yellow Jackets are part of 3A East. We'll talk about that coming up after this kickoff. Marine with the kick, and he booms it away. End over end kick at the 15, 20. And that's all, y'all. Return of about 7 yards by the Cavaliers, getting the ball out to about the 23-yard line. Talking about the regional playoff action at 3A East, Phoebus sitting atop 3A East. They're from the Peninsula District at a 5-0 record. Second, it's Poquoson. They are from the Bay Rivers area, 4-1 record. Next, the Yellow Jackets at number 3 from the Battlefield, 4-1, and Brentsville District from the Evergreen District at 5-0. And we get a little bit more time, we'll give you the names of the other schools that's in that Virginia High School League rankings. First and 10 yards to go. Cavaliers keep it on the ground. Best run from the line of scrimmage yet. Out across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8-yard pickup by the Cavaliers. 31 seconds to go in this first quarter. They will get a playoff here with 20 seconds to go in this first quarter. Second and a yard to go for the Cavaliers at their 33. Quarterback from the pistol, looking to throw the football, has a man in the flat with the catch. And that's number 1, DeAndre Christopher, coming up with the reception. And let's see if it's where they spotted the football, whether it's going to be enough for a Cavalier first down. Going to be a penalty against the Cavaliers. Illegal motion penalty against the Cavaliers. So that's going to push them back some yards with 4.7 seconds to go. Now that's going to set up a second down and about 7 yards to go for the Cavaliers. And they will not get off a play here in this first quarter. End of one quarter of play here at Maury Stadium. The Yellow Jackets leading the Cavaliers by the score of 21-0. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back. Okay, Herman, take it away.
Thank you, Jim. Boy, you saw a man drowning and came to my rescue. I appreciate it. Second down and about 7 yards to go. Pass across the middle over the intended receiver's head. Falls incomplete. Christopher, the intended receiver. And I heard a whistle, and it's a marker on the play. Let's see what that's all about, Jimmy. Good to have you on this side. Penalty against the Yellow Jackets, and might holding penalty against the Yellow Jackets. So that's going to give the Cavaliers a first down.
Giving them enough for the first down.
Well, you know, I can't replace Bob. You know that.
Bob is enjoying himself tonight. Celebrated birthday. Finally turned 40.
Finally.
Yep. So 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers at their 38-yard line. From the pistol, quarterback rifles a pass and a nice diving catch. Did he hold on? Yes. Out to the 43-yard line. What a difference a day makes, Jill. Last night, threat, thunderstorm, lightning, rain.
It does.
Humid, hot.
I would have rather finished it yesterday, though. But, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, they were really thinking about the safety of the kids here, I guess.
Yep. And that's the most important
That's the most important thing. Second down and 6 yards to go for the Cavaliers. And a handoff, a nice run. Number 2 on the carry, that's Antonio Robinson. Robinson, a little small guy, 5'6", 180 senior, but tremendous heart as he picked up the first down for the Cavaliers, getting the ball out to the Cavalier 49-yard line. And they moved the chain on the far side of the field. Nice crowd making their way up here tonight, on Saturday night from Carolina. Of course, great fan support for a team who has not won a game this year. First and 10 yards to go. Cavaliers at the 49. Quarterback dropping back. Plants fires a deep pass. Has a man open. And a nice catch. He kind of positioned himself in front of that defender, Jim, as he went up. He shielded that defender, waited for that ball to come down, and came up with a nice long catch. And the biggest play tonight for the Cavaliers at the James Monroe 15-yard line. Biggest threat tonight by the Cavaliers. Quarterback from the pistol formation. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Quarterback, handoff, run right into a couple of JM players. And let's see, that's number 10 for the Yellow Jackets, D.D. Nelson, the 6'1", 193 senior in on the stop. Second down for the Cavaliers. Lost a yard on that running play. 2 receivers to the near side of the field, and I can feel that fall air coming in the press box. Feels good. Quarterback retreats, pass across the middle, nice big target, slipping tacklers. This kid is tough, refuses to go down.
Big boy.
DeAndre Christopher, tough catch, wasn't it? Tough run.
Looks like Caroline's found something, huh?
Yeah. Putting together some pretty good plays here. And number 1, we're talking about DeAndre Christopher, 6'4", 225 senior. He's a big target, big kid. And it's a penalty against the Cavaliers. They make good plays, Jim, then they shoot themselves in the foot. So the penalty pushing the ball back out to the James Monroe 29-yard line. And that's going to set up a second and about 22 yards to go for Caroline. Receiver, the big target, Christopher, split to the far side of the field from the pistol. The quarterback looking, plants, and it's going to be picked off by the Yellow Jackets. That's Antoine Lewis Gray with the interception for James Monroe. The quarterback hung that ball up there. It was over the intended receiver's head, And Lewis Gray had the beat on it, stepped in there and picked it off, and his momentum took him out of bounds. But the Yellow Jackets get the ball back, stopping this Caroline drive. 9:33 to go, first half here at Maury Stadium, 21-0, James Monroe.
So
Next Friday night, we'll be on the road out at Chancellor High School.
I was just going to ask, Herman, where are we next week?
We're going to be at Chancellor, Jim. That's a nice home game, away home game.
It is for me because I live probably about a mile from there.
From Chancellor.
Yep.
Yeah. Yellow Jackets, and that's going to be Weldon. Weldon run out of bounds on the JM side of the field. Nice defensive play by Caroline. They just strung that play out, and Weldon had no place to turn it upfield, and thus a minimal gain on that running play, setting up a second down, and we'll say 8 yards to go. 2nd and 8 for the Yellow Jackets at their 25-yard line. Number 23 for the Yellow Jackets, Gary Boxley checking into the offense. Number 2, Matt Felton coming out. Receiver split to the far side of the field. You got number 1, Bowley, in the slot to the near side, operating from the pistol. Felton looking to throw the football. No one out there. They're all covered, and he's going to be taken down with a nice open field tackle by Garrett Coleman, 5'9", 155, 10th grader, who kept his eye on the quarterback's belt buckle and came up and make the hit. 3rd and about 8 yards to go. Felton checking back into the JM lineup. Going to be a passing down here on 3rd down. 3rd down and long. Boxley coming out for James Monroe. So 3rd and long. Bowley to the near side of the field. Watch this guy. For the Yellow Jackets, Felton gets the snap, drops back 3 steps, and throws a pass that was nearly picked off. Intended for Jalen Price, but our Caroline player was right there and should have come up with the interception. 4th down for the Yellow Jackets, and Jim, first time tonight the Yellow Jackets have been in punt formation.
Yep.
And I think it's the first time the Yellow Jackets have not scored when they had possession of the football. So 4th and 9, a punting down here for the Yellow Jackets. Back deep for the Caroline Cavaliers, that's number 19, Brendan Williams. Brendan wears another number, but tonight he's wearing 19 because he lost his jersey.
How do you do that?
I don't know, but he lost his jersey, so he's wearing number 19. Timeout on the field. 21-0 our score. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. 4th down and 9 yards to go for James Monroe. Punter standing back at his 10-yard line. We got movement, and the Cavaliers are pointing toward James Monroe. See if the Yellow Jackets moved. Yes, it's going to be a false start against the Yellow Jackets. Cavaliers got real excited about that, didn't they? They haven't had much to get excited about. So we'll take that false start penalty. 4th down and 14 yards to go. Punter standing at his 5-yard line. Gets off a nice high punt. And it takes a sideward bounce. Yellow Jack got a fall on it. I think it touched the Caroline player, but no indication from the referee. So the Yellow Jackets get out of the hold here, but excellent, decent field position for the Cavaliers. Ball was touched right around the 45-yard line.
Carolina have the first and 10. 9:08 remaining in the half.
They got flags in their pocket, but do they have those little bean bags? Supposed to have those bean bags in your pocket, so when something like that happens, you're supposed to throw the bean bag there, and that indicates where the ball was touched. Right?
That's right. Well, the wind can blow it
That's right.
6, 7, 8, 10 inches.
That's right. If you throw it in this direction, it could go in the other direction.
Yeah.
So the bean bag would be the perfect thing. We know our stuff, Jim.
That's right.
First and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Quarterback retreats, fires a pass across the middle. It's tipped up in the air. Is it caught? He's going to say it hit the ground.
I don't think it did.
I don't know. That referee had a good angle.
I don't know. He looked like he was right there.
You think he made the catch?
I think so.
So we got robbed.
Yep.
Incomplete pass, and it looked like he had that ball secured, but the referee back there said it touched the ground, so thus no interception for James Monroe. Second down and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers at the James Monroe 42-yard line. Quarterback from the pistol formation, a handoff and a run up the middle, down inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. So, nice run there by Caroline. That's going to set up a 3rd and 5 yards to go for the Cavaliers. 8:35 and counting down here in this first half of football. You know, Jim, we're halfway through the season.
Yeah, it goes by quick, doesn't it, Herman?
It does.
Until we get to the playoffs, then they go real slow.
That's when we want the playoffs to go slow.
Yep.
That means we're still hanging in there.
That's right.
3rd and 5 facing the Cavaliers. Quarterback gets the snap, retreats, and he's going to be pulled down. Number 10, David Ware, the quarterback in there for Caroline. Huge loss on that sack, pushing the ball back to the James Monroe 48-yard line. 4th down and about 16 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Will they punt here or go for it? They got to punt this football.
That'll be 4th down, about 17 yards to go.
They're going to go for it. Don't understand this call here by the Cavaliers.
Yeah, that seems a bit risky.
Yeah.
It's one thing if they don't have any points from it. So.
4th down and 16 yards to go. Cavaliers going for it. And it's a reception. Did he catch it? Yes.
Yeah, he did.
What a nice, and he caught that in traffic too. We're talking about Christopher.
Yeah.
He had 2 JM players around him. And you got to credit the quarterback too, Jim, for putting that ball on a rope.
He did.
And a great catch by Christopher. And the Cavaliers drive, stay alive, 1st and 10 at the James Monroe 19-yard line. 6:58 to go in this first half. 21-0 James Monroe. Quarterback, handoff, up the middle. Nice yardage down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. Cavaliers not giving up here. Trying to put something together to get on the scoreboard. So he gained 4 on that play. And the Yellow Jackets taking a timeout. 21-0 our score. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. 6:34 to go. In his first half, 21-0 James Monroe, but Caroline trying to put together a drive here with a big fourth down play. They went for it and made it, and a nice inside handoff close to that first down marker. Going to spot it right around the 9-yard line. Going to be short at first down, so that's going to set up a third down. And about 1 yard to go for the Cavaliers.
Third down and 1 yard to go.
Christopher for Caroline, pretty good football player. 6'4", 225. Wonder if that's Richard Christopher's son, the coach over there for Cavaliers, one of the assistant coaches. So 3rd and a yard for the Cavaliers. Let's see what the quarterback will do on this play. Well, they sure come out of that huddle slow, don't they? Quarterback, that's Ware. Ware hands it off. They've got the first down. Down to about the 6-yard line. So the Cavaliers with a 1st and goal here from the James Monroe 6-yard line. Deepest penetration of this first half by the Cavaliers. 5.5 minutes to go in this first half, and the Cavaliers trying to get on the board. Yellow Jackets defense has a lot of pride out there. They do not want Caroline to score here. So let's see if they dig in and get tough down here around this goal line. 1st and goal. Quarterback from the pistol formation. He gets the snap, and it's going to be movement by the Cavaliers. Somebody started early over there. So once again, the Cavaliers coming unglued at the seams here as they continue to make mistakes down inside the red zone. False start against the Cavaliers, so that's going to push the ball back out to about the 11-yard line. Going to be 1st and goal from the 11-yard line with 5:11. Cavaliers getting the play in from the bench. That's Coach Yates over there for the Cavaliers. 2 receivers split to the far side now, and they shift out of that. Send that receiver to the near side in the slot. From the pistol formation, the quarterback gets the ball, retreats, plants, fires a pass. And again, the big target, Christopher. The ball came out, and he might have been down. No, the Yellow Jackets come up with the football, so a hard hit over there caused Christopher to fumble the football, and the Yellow Jackets come away with it again.
It was a pretty good pass, so that quarterback does do well.
He's got a nice target too, Jim.
Yep.
Big quarterback. We're talking about Ware, 6'2", 160, his favorite target. Christopher, 6'4", 225. So one thing Christopher has to do is he's got to put that ball away, because it draws a lot of attention when he gets the football, and some of those players strip that ball out of there, and the Yellow Jackets came away with that fumble recovery. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, and they keep it on the ground. Nice spinning move off guard on the left side, out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
33 for the Cavaliers, Joseph Cohen.
Yellow Jackets keeping the ball on the ground. I've seen more run tonight than pass. Let's see if that will change with 4:10 to go in this first half.
And the Yellow Jackets they've been on the ground a lot this year, more so than in the air.
Yes, and which is a great thing, because they've got 2 real facets of the football game that they can rely on. Felton, Weldon with the football, midfield, 45, 40, 35-yard line, pulled from behind. Explosive run by Weldon, and getting the ball into Cavalier territory. D.J. Weldon, 5'11", 184, senior, exploded and picked up 40-something yard run there by Weldon. So the Yellow Jackets have it 1st and 10 to go at the Cavalier 34-yard line. 4 wideouts. Swing pass. And that hit the ground, intended for Darius Leacock. Falls incomplete. I don't think he caught it, did he?
No, it hit the ground and bounced.
Number 3 checking into the JM lineup. Leacock coming out. That's Antoine Lewis Gray, 6-footer, 175 junior.
3 minutes remaining, open half.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Yellow Jackets ball at the Cavalier 34-yard line. Quarterback handoff. That's Weldon. Nice defensive play by that Caroline player there, number 3, Isaiah Williams. He ran that play down from behind and did not allow number 4, Weldon, to break it off for a long run. So a good defensive play there by number 3, Isaiah Williams for Caroline.
3-yard gain, 3rd down and 7.
Ball at the Caroline 31-yard line. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this first half. 21-0, James Monroe. 21 has been up there for a while for the Yellow Jackets. Let's see if the Yellow Jackets will put it in the air. And that's going to be Weldon again, up the middle. Had both hands on that football, too, protecting it as he exploded up the middle down to the 20-yard line, and they moved the chain on the far side for another JM first down.
11 yards, move those chains, first down, Yellow Jackets.
21-0 outscored. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Yellow Jackets receivers to the near side of the field, and a fumble, and Felton got it back. Haven't seen much of that this year, have we?
No.
We're talking about the center for the Yellow Jackets. Normally a great relationship with the quarterback. Don't see it here. All right. Lost a couple of yards on that mishandled snap from the center. 2nd and 12 yards to go. And that's Felton again weaving his way through. Arm tackles will not bring this kid down. And he steps out of bounds down near the 8-yard line. Will that be enough for a JM first down? They're going to spot it right at the
10-yard line.
We'll say the 9, just inside the 10-yard line. And it will be first and goal for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavalier 9-yard line. 57 seconds to go in this first half. Yellow Jackets trying to get more. Yellow Jackets, Weldon hit in the backfield. The Yellow Jackets better think about taking a timeout here. No gain on the play. And the Yellow Jackets taking a timeout with 44 seconds to go. Situation where the Yellow Jackets want to put points on the board here. They've had the ball a long time. After that interception by the Yellow Jackets against the Cavaliers, they drove the ball down the field. And right now they're faced with a 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line because they lost a yard on that play. But only 44.1 seconds remaining here in this first half.
Yeah,
So
another touchdown would just kind of seal it for the Yellow Jackets going into the second half.
it would kind of put it out of reach. At least, down by that many touchdowns. So that very important for the Yellow Jackets. And a touchdown here might take all of the spirit out of this Cavalier team.
Could do it.
2nd down and goal to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavalier 10-yard line. Pistol. Yellow Jackets swing pass in the flat. Nice cutback. And that's Boxley on the carry. And this kid is hard to take down. A little swing pass out in the flat. And Boxley, he beat the initial defender, but got some help from that secondary and thus could not get it into the end zone. So the Yellow Jackets going no huddle here, and they're going to spike the football.
I think they called timeout, Herman.
Let's see.
Somebody did.
Did they take the timeout or did he clock the football?
I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he did.
So it is a timeout. And probable field goal here by the Yellow Jackets. Marine. Let's see, that's going to be
they're going to go for a field goal.
About a 28-yard field goal from the left hash mark. Slight angle here for Marine. Here's the snap. And we get movement. Might have been Caroline. Certainly that's to the Yellow Jackets' advantage if Caroline came offside. That'll move them 5 yards closer. Yellow Jackets. Illegal motion penalty against the Yellow Jackets. How could you get a motion penalty where there was nobody back there? It was just a holder and a kicker.
I don't know.
Should have been an illegal procedure call. But I've always said, Jim, I don't know everything about football. So 5-yard penalty, that's going to take it back to about the 22. That's going to be a 32-yard field goal attempt. So the holder is Felton. There's the snap to hold, the kick. And it's up. And it is no good. Off to the left upright. But a good attempt there. You know what? There was a difference in that 5-yard penalty. 5 yards closer, he would have made that.
Right.
So,
right. That's right.
But a gallant effort.
Yep. That's a long.
Nice effort by Marine, trying to get the field goal there. So, Cavaliers getting the football with 12.8 seconds to go. I'd take a knee. Would you? Set on it.
Well,
you throw it here and have it picked off and return for a touchdown.
That's true.
That would be disaster.
But when you're down 3 touchdowns, might as well go for it.
Here we go. The Caroline Cavaliers try to set up a screen to the far side. You know the bad thing about that? He dropped it with 8.6 seconds to go, and that means he got to run another play. So a running play, it would be over.
Yeah.
So let's see what the Caroline Cavaliers will do here on 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Deep in their territory at their own 20-yard line with 8.6 seconds to go. Sometimes you got to play safe. Personally, I would, as a quarterback,
they're going to air it out.
You got to take a knee in a situation like this. Cavaliers, a little draw play, and number 2 ball carrier. He picked up the first down, but that's going to.
They didn't do either one of what you and I said.
So we're both wrong. Hold the phone here. Half can't end on a defensive penalty. You say put, what, 2 seconds back up on the clock?
I only see 1.
So the half is not over yet.
No. They get another shot at it. What are they going to do this time?
Throw the bomb.
Throw
right?
the bomb.
So Cavaliers taking a timeout here. And we'll keep it right here with 1 second to go. Friday night, we're on the road again. Out to Chancellor. They've got a pretty good football team too, Jim. Yep. Not going to be a walk in the park for the Yellow Jackets next Friday night, so they're going to have to take their A game out to Chancellor to take on the Chargers, but it should be a good one. The plot thickens now. We're midway through the football season. All of these games now being played really count, you know, to get to the to the playoffs. So we got 1 second to go here. Cavaliers with 1 play left here. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers, and let's see, will they air it out?
Well,
Jim, you're
they
right.
did, but not very far.
No. And a gain of 10 yards, pushed out of bounds on the far side of the field, and that will end the first half of play on a Saturday night in Fredericksburg. A halftime score from Maury Stadium. It's James Monroe 21, Cavaliers nothing. We'll be back after this timeout.
How are you?
Welcome back to Maury Stadium halftime Saturday night in Fredericksburg. 21-0. Yellow Jackets all over the Cavaliers. Julian Bummery here in the press box. Julian's always here in the press box. So he's the PA announcer for all of the James Monroe home football games. And Julian, always a pleasure to have you up here in the press box. Of course, Julian is assistant athletic director. He's coach of the men's basketball team at James Monroe and a good friend of Jen. Julian, welcome aboard.
Thanks a lot, Herman K. Good to be beside you tonight. You gave me my start a few years ago, and, I love doing this. And it's taking the direction from you.
So it's my fault.
You got me started. And, replacing a legend in Johnny P. Johnson. Used to love hearing him call the games for years, and he retired, and I got a chance to do it, and I've been doing it for quite a long time now, and I love doing it.
Julian, first half of tonight's football game, you can see, of course, the Cavaliers outmatched here tonight. The Yellow Jackets, a superior team against the Carolina Cavaliers. But Christopher, number one, he's a player, big target, 6'4", made a couple of big catches for the Cavaliers tonight. But other than that, not many highlights for the Carolina Cavaliers.
That's right. Christopher is a big target, and they have another quarterback in now, David Ware. He's a sophomore, 6'2", got a nice arm on him, and he completed that big play for them. Number two, small running back, Antonio Robinson's had some few runs, but yes, the Yellow Jackets, talent has outclassed them tonight thus far, so the first half.
So it's tough for the Yellow Jackets to get up against a team that's 0-5. But because of the rivalry, the Route 2 rivalry that has existed for a long time, these teams seem to get up and play each other anytime, regardless of the score. But you can see tonight the Yellow Jackets certainly outmanned this Cavalier team. And I guess the coaching staff for the Yellow Jackets got to be a little bit concerned with not letting their players become complacent in the second half and not get up to play the second and third quarters out.
That's right, because it is a big rivalry. Anytime you play a Battlefield District team, especially Caroline or Cortland or Chancellor, it's a big game, and they're going to get up for James Monroe. James Monroe's been running the ball well with DJ Weldon. And, Matt Felton is a playmaker. His brother is quick and fast. And we got some weapons.
Yes.
And not only them, Antoine Lewis Gray with an interception. He goes both ways, plays some wide receiver. Darius Leacock. Jackets are loaded. And you're right. They got to come out in the second half and keep continue doing what they were doing in the first half.
You talk about the Yellow Jackets naming all of those players, particularly in that backfield. They're very deep in running back. And we saw Boxley come in there and a little screen pass. Well, it was more of a pass in the flat to Boxley, try to clear him up so he could get into the end zone, but unable to do so. Mm-hmm. Here's a kid that plays both ways and contributes a lot to this team success. And I guess you could go down the list here, and they've got some players that's on the bench that could start for some other teams.
They have a lot of depth. DJ Weldon has been the main ball carrier tonight, and Boxley's had a couple of runs, and Jawan Davis is mainly playing defense tonight. So, he's carried the ball quite well for the Yellow Jackets this year, too. And then, they go to the heavy jumbo package. Well, Benson Smith, he's a starting linebacker, but he runs it, every now and then, too. So, plenty of weapons again. It seems like every year Yellow Jackets have some weapons to work with.
Well, we always talk about JM's offensive athletic prowess when we talk about their explosiveness and what they can do in scoring. They got a pretty good defense out there, too. They will deny you an opportunity to push the ball around on them. And tonight they've done a stellar job, particularly with Caroline with a goal, first and goal inside the 5 down in that red zone, but they couldn't punch it in.
That's right. The Yellow Jackets defense has been stout all year. I talked to, Kenton Griffin. He is the defensive coordinator. I said, Griff, going to get that shot out tonight? And say he's going to work on it. And, I mean, the kids are, they've bought into his system for years, and he has those guys ready to play every Friday night through practice, and you can see it carries over. They have some playmakers on defense, too, with Dee Nelson, Edwin Young, K.J. Conaway. He's a sophomore nose guard. And, you got Boley, Leacock, and Antoine Lewis-Gray back in the secondary. Boxley at linebacker, Matt Abel. Griff's got a big-time defense, and they're showing it again.
You know what? Then when you look down at the Yellow Jackets, particularly with their JV and what they've done this year, I mean, the future is good, and particularly with your quarterback, Felton, only being a 10th grader. So the Yellow Jackets, with the excellent play by their JV team this year and what they've done with these younger players, the Yellow Jackets' future is very good.
Reload.
Yes.
Every year it seems like. And the JV team is off to a good start again, undefeated. They've got some athletes, Devine Cardell, Ford, running back, Sean Smith, nice young QB. And you're right, A.J. Felton's just a sophomore.
Yeah.
He is fast and quick. Had a mistake down here in the end zone. Maybe he could have threw that away or whatever. But you're going to get that from a young quarterback making his first year of varsity starting quarterback.
Young, he's still growing. And matter of fact, I'll take those growing pains because certainly he does a much better job of getting things right than he's doing anything wrong. So we can accept what he's doing out there. So, Julian, let's talk real quickly about, before we take a break here, about upcoming basketball. What is ahead for JM basketball? And you've got some new recruits, huh?
And we're excited, Herman K. We won 16 games last year, fell short in the regional playoffs. This will be my 3rd year coaching, but I'd say it's my 2nd year because last year we finally put our stamp on our program, and we've been doing some good work in the offseason. Went down to the University of Richmond team camp and won our bracket championship, beating 2-time defending champion 5A Henrico in the championship game. And our guys have taken the offseason well. Got a veteran group coming back. A couple of football players in Boley and Antoine Lewis-Gray. They're big cogs in that, what we're trying to do. We're very excited. We're looking to make some noise this year for George basketball.
You mean to tell me to get the RV ready, we're going to the playoffs? Are we going to stick our neck out that far yet?
I'm not going to show my hand, but I tell you what, I think we got the toughest schedule in the area, and we're going to be up for the challenge, and we're going to show up and compete every night. We're excited.
I certainly hope so, Julian, and I'm going to also say it on the air that we're going to do some of your ball games this year, and hopefully we can expose exactly what's going on up at James Monroe when it comes to good athletics, whether it be football or basketball or whatever. So,
and I always appreciate that, Herman K. That coverage. Kids get excited about it too, and hey, we're looking to have a nice long run at it this year.
Thank you.
Been 43 years since the state championship for Janesville basketball.
So a little dry spell. Julian, thanks a lot for visiting with us. 21-0, our halftime score. We'll be back with the 3rd quarter kickoff after this timeout. Welcome back to Morris Stadium, 21-0. Here's your 3rd quarter kickoff. End over end, kickoff taken at the 11, 15, 20, up the middle, 30, 35, out to the 37-yard line for the Cavaliers. Almost missed that kickoff. Of course, Deputy Superintendent of Fredericksburg City Schools, Miss Marcy Catlett, here in the press box, and we always chat a lot. And that particular case was no difference. So the Cavaliers, with a decent return to open up this football game, it's 1st and 10 for Caroline at their 37-yard line. Just getting underway here in the third quarter, 11:55 to go, operating from the pistol formation handoff. And that's number 3 on the carry, Isaiah Williams for the Cavaliers. Picked up good yards on that run, about 4 or 5 yards out to their 45-yard line.
7 yards in the carry for Robinson.
So 2nd and 3 yards to go. So he picked up more than I thought he did initially. So 2nd and 3 for the Cavaliers at their 45-yard line. 21-0 our score, operating from the pistol formation. The quarterback drops back, fires a pass over the intended receiver's head. That was number 19 on the far side. Justin Thromey was the intended receiver. That falls incomplete, stopping the clock with 3rd and about 3 yards to go. Cavaliers want to pick up a first down here to keep this drive alive. But in the past, when they've been in a situation like this where they did not pick it up and had to go for it on 4th down, they did go for it. 3rd and 3 yards to go for the Cavaliers from the pistol formation. Quarterback, handoff, run, left side through the middle into JM territory, down to the 48-yard line, and the Cavaliers pick up the first down. Nice looking play there by Cavaliers as they pick up the first down into JM territory. Nothing better for the Cavaliers is to come out here and open up this third quarter with a drive and a score to at least get on the scoreboard. Got to do that first. Get one, then maybe 2 later. 1st and 10 yards to go. We had movement by the offensive line, but no flag on the play. And a nice run inside again. So the Cavaliers might have found something down in the trenches. Good blocking on that offensive line of scrimmage. And a gain of about 4 or 5 yards on that play, setting up a 2nd down and 6 for the Cavaliers at the JM 44-yard line. 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this third quarter. Yellow Jackets just coasting in this football game, up by 21. Cavaliers trying to do something about that. 2nd and 7. Cavaliers quarterback from the pistol. Again, that little inside handoff, that counter play. Number 2, Antonio Robinson on the carry. Picks up a good yardage, and it's going to be a 3rd and 2 yards to go for the Cavaliers at the James Monroe 40-yard line. Going to see if Coach Survey has some substitutes in there. Looks to be the same defense that started the football game. 3rd, 2 yards to go for the Cavaliers at the James Monroe 40-yard line from the pistol. And nice completion. That was number 19, Brendan Williams, on the catch for the Cavaliers. Kind of batted that thing up in the air, regained possession, and got enough for the Cavalier first down. So they moved the chain. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers at the James Monroe 37-yard line. 8:52 and counting down here in the third quarter. Cavaliers, and they nearly fumbled the football, and the Yellow Jackets defense right in on top of the play. Conway in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets. Loss of 2 yards. 2nd down and 12 yards to go. That's the problem with the Cavalier offense, particularly in the first half of tonight's football game. They would move the ball successfully, then shoot themselves in the foot by making mistakes and penalizing themselves and unable to get on the board. Quarterback feeling the pressure And it's going to be a long pass over the head of the intended receiver. Quarterback. That was number 10, David Ware, 6'2", 160, 10th grader. He just unloaded that football to avoid the sack, and he overthrew everybody. So 3rd and 12 yards to go. Clock stopped at 8:08 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Herman K. working solo tonight for a while. Jim Chandler was here with me, but Jim left me. I mean, I don't mean to sound sad, but he left. 3rd down and 12 yards to go. And it's going to be picked off by the Yellow Jackets. On a return, 45, 50, could take this to the house. 30, cuts it back inside, and finally taken down inside the JM Caroline 20, down to the 19-yard line. What's the number? Is that 16? What's the number on that guy that intercepted that pass? You see it?
10.
Chuck D. Was it 10? Nelson. So the Yellow Jackets coming up with the interception and return deep into Caroline territory. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavalier 19-yard line. Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground. That's number 4, Weldon. Nice juke move, cuts it back to the inside. And a great run by Weldon, setting up a 1st and goal for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavalier 4-yard line. 7:41 to go in this 3rd quarter. And the Yellow Jackets, number 1 coming out for the Yellow Jackets, that's Bowley. And the Yellow Jackets with a 1st and goal from the Cavalier 5-yard line. 2 receivers split to the far side of the field, 2 to the near. Operating from the pistol formation, fake the handoff, and that's going to be a quarterback Felton into the end zone. I don't think he called his number on that play. I think he actually missed the handoff. He wanted Weldon to get that ball, but he missed it, so he improvised. Saw a huge hole there and snuck it in from about 4 yards out. So the Yellow Jackets extend their lead 27-0. And Marine is in for James Monroe. The Marines are in. Place kicker for the Yellow Jackets. Felton the holder. There's a snap, a high snap. Felton gets it down. Marine gets it up. And it's good. Timeout on the field. 7:17 to go in this Saturday night football game here at Maury Stadium. Your Yellow Jackets leading the Cavaliers by a score of 28-0. Welcome back. 28-0 out scores. 7:17 to go here in this 3rd quarter. And I welcome aboard again. Bob takes a night off, and we have to get, 1, 2, 3, 4 people to fill in for him. So, Bob, now Chuck's going to try it. So, Chuck is here. We had Jim. We had Julian. We got a whole crew here tonight. Welcome, Chuck. What's up?
Nothing much. Just
All right.
watching the game.
7:17 to go. Yellow Jackets kicking off to Cavaliers, and they fall on it right at the 33-yard line. You enjoying the game, Chuck?
I am.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Massaponax.
Massaponax,
Yep.
that's right. Got a good football program out there,
Yes,
huh?
they do.
Undefeated again.
undefeated on the season as they defeated
Did they play last night that you know of?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. So, Yellow Jackets in the driver's seat here, leading 28-0. I mean, you're so good with football out there in Massaponax. You've been spoiled by what they do. Are you impressed any by JM?
Well, yeah, I've heard of JM while I was in high school, but I didn't realize they were actually a good program. I just knew they were a small school.
Yeah. Okay, watch yourself, Chuck. No, I'm just kidding you. So here we go, 1st and 10. And the Cavaliers flag coming out. Might be a holding call against the Cavaliers, but Cord Lucas getting into the backfield, making a play for the Yellow Jackets. And let's see, it's going to be a false start. They're going to decline that. False start against Cavaliers. Yellow Jackets decline. And they'll take the play, so a loss of yards on that play. That's going to set up a second and about 13, 14 yards to go. 28-0. Chuck, you're a pretty nice sized fellow. Did you play football?
I did not.
You didn't?
I did not.
You probably got scholarship to Harvard.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Here we go. Now, athletes get scholarships at Harvard, too. 2nd down and 14 yards to go. So I'm introducing Chuck to our listeners out there. Of course, you know Jim, Bob, and yours truly, but Chuck is also a part of our crew. He does all of the crazy technical stuff to bring you the live broadcast, the audio broadcast, and the replays of the game. So it's a valuable part of our team, and Chuck, we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Loss of yards on that play, setting up a 3rd, and are you slotting me $10 for saying that? Oh. I'll be nice to you. Timeout on the field, 6:29 to go here in this 3rd quarter. 28-0, and I'll be back with Chuck. More after this. Welcome back. 6:29 to go. Timeout on the field. We're ready to resume play. 3rd and 12 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Cavaliers will air it out here. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Quarterback steps up. He's going to run with it and try to turn the corner, but he's going to be hit by 3 JM players. So that's number 14. Jawan Wallace, 5'11", so that's the 3rd quarterback I think they've used. Am I correct? Might have been the 3rd quarterback. Loss of yards on that play. Quarterback runs the football. He gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. It's a sack, so you can chalk that one up as a sack for the Yellow Jackets defense. 4th down and 14 yards to go for the Cavaliers. And they punted once tonight. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 14 yards to go. And they're going to go for it. Don't understand this. Quarterback looking, rifles a pass, and is it a catch? No, he bobbled the football. I wanted him to catch that one because, number one, it was a terrible call, I think. 4th down and 14 from your own 30, 29-yard line. And the receiver stretched out for it, but evidently it hit that ground and came out. So the Yellow Jackets will have it 1st and 10 at the Caroline 29-yard line. Seeing the strategy behind that, Chuck?
Well, I think if you're down 28 points, there's no other option for you.
To go for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but by going for it, you don't make it. Look what position it puts James Monroe in.
Exactly, but I think James Monroe could start at the wrong 5-yard line and make it down regardless.
Okay. Here we go, new quarterback for the Yellow Jackets. And the receiver went high above the defender there to try to make a miraculous catch. Unable to do so. And it falls incomplete, stopping the clock with 5:18 to go. Got a new quarterback in there for the Yellow Jackets, don't we? Let's wait and see here. See if we have a new quarterback in there for the Yellow Jackets. Weldon is still in there. Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground. Weldon steps out of bounds down near the 20-yard line, right at the 21-yard line. That's A.J. Felton at the quarterback. So Matt Felton is not in there. A.J. is he's the older of the two brothers. A.J. is 5'9", 155. No, wait a minute. What am I talking about? All right, Matt Felton is split to the far side of the field. You got trips over there for the Yellow Jackets. Felton, the quarterback. Bobbles a snap, and Weldon picks it up. Advances the ball down inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. I don't know what's going on out there now. Weldon saved the day there. So 4:50 to go here in this third quarter. Long second half, isn't it?
Yep.
We want to hurry up and get out of here, Chuck, so we can go to the club.
So we can do the raffle right now. Get the tickets ready. It's like a white ticket for $90. Ticket
Who are you
number
laughing at, Jim? You want to go with us?
361.
Jim said yes.
6281.
And they stretch the chain out. It's about 6 inches short.
Football team had that route tonight in care of the Fairy Godmother Project. Going to be 4th and short.
4th and about 6 inches to go for the Yellow Jackets. Ball, nose of the football just on the inside, just inside the 20-yard line. 4:48 to go. Let's see if Felton under center, quarterback keeper, he's got the first down.
Quarterback Felton on the keep.
And
enough for the first down.
He's got enough for the first
We
down.
do have a winner for the raffle.
You know, we talk about the Yellow Jackets offense putting up 28 points so far. Still got 4:37 to go here in the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter. But what about this defense? I mean, Cavaliers have been down there close a couple of times, but the Yellow Jackets have denied them from getting into the end zone. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, and that's Felton on the carry. Weldon, rather, on the carry. Weldon high stepping it down inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. Yellow Jackets looking for more.
Going to be 2nd down.
Weather's much better tonight, isn't it,
Much better.
Chuck? Humid last night. The old cliche, feels like football weather tonight. 2nd down and 3 yards to go for James Monroe. And Weldon, nope, it's going to be a pass, and it's intercepted in the end zone by
number 22 of Carolina.
First of all, Cavaliers picked that pass off, but now we got to see whether it's in the end zone or in the field of play. And if it's in the end zone, they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. So they're going to say it was in the end zone, so a touchback. And the Cavaliers will have the football. That's got to frustrate and upset the quarterback for having that pass picked off. So next Friday night, we will be where?
We'll be at Chancellor.
At Chancellor High School. Chancellor's got a pretty good team, Chuck. It's going to be a tough game for the Yellow Jackets to go out there and play. But Monday night, very important football game. Cavaliers on the ground. Very important football game on Monday night. It's Chancellor and Cortland. So I don't know whether Chancellor has lost a football game or not. We know Cortland has.
3-yard gain, second down and 7.
Stage will be set for a big matchup next Friday night between James Monroe and Chancellor at Chancellor High School. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. And if you can't make it out there, you can listen to us here on Channel 83 and regionalwebtv.com. Second down and 7 yards to go for the Cavaliers. Quarterback low snap. Rifles the pass. That was low. Skipped it off the ground. That falls incomplete. So third down and 7 yards to go.
Third down.
Third and 7 with 2:41 to go. Two receivers split to the far side of the field, one to the near, operating from the pistol formation. Quarterback rolling to his right, feels the pressure, and throws a pass out of bounds on the far side, falls incomplete. Stopping the clock with 2:37 to go. They don't need these passes here. They need to run the clock. Run the football, run time off the clock. On this Saturday night in Fredericksburg. Of course, folks, you know why we're playing tonight. It was rained out last night. A lot of games were rained out last night, and some folks played last night. But the conditions here at Morris Stadium were deteriorating by the minute. Lightning all in the area, thus unable to get the game in. So fourth down and 7 yards to go for the Cavaliers, and they're going for it again on fourth down. And it's going to be picked off by the Yellow Jackets. On a return, 40, that's Leacock. Leacock weaving his way through and finally steps out of bounds in Caroline territory. It's kind of hard to convince me that you go for it on fourth down and have this to happen to you each time you do it. That's really playing into the hands of your opponent and giving them a real good opportunity to score. I mean, they could have the ball if they punt it, could have it 1st and 10 somewhere at the JM 30, 35, 40 yard line. Right now it's 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavalier 43 yard line, and that's because they had a penalty on a return.
Holding penalty on the run back. And then reception Yellow Jackets will have the 1st and 10.
So the Yellow Jackets with the interception return, but a flag on a return. That's going to move the ball back out to the Cavalier 43 yard line. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Everybody bunched in there. That's number 4. My goodness, look at Weldon run up the sideline and steps out of bounds right at the 14 yard line. No flags on the play. No, it's going to be a holding call against the Yellow Jackets. So they're going to bring that back. But what a tremendous run by D.J. Weldon. Can you hear people talking?
Yeah.
In the stands? Thank goodness we can't make it out. So the penalty against the Yellow Jackets, pushing the ball back out to the 30 yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavalier 30 yard line. 28-0 outscore. 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Yellow Jackets 4 wideouts. Pistol. Quarterback. That's Weldon again, bouncing to the outside, little stiff arm. Tried to make that cut, he planted, but it slipped and he fell to the turf. But that's a patented move there by Weldon rather, where he will stretch it out and dig that foot into the ground and cut it back to the inside. That time the turf gave way and he slipped and fell, thus not getting a big run on that running play. Second down, 8 yards to go. Jump in there anytime, Chuck.
Somebody second down, 7 yards to go.
Ball at the Cavalier 27-yard line. And the Yellow Jackets right up the middle, bouncing to the outside. Felton, did he get into the end zone? Yes, penalty marker down, so hold the phone here. Injured JM player down. But Felton raced it in from about 27 yards out. Injured JM player flat on his back right around the 25-yard line. So penalty mark on the play. We don't know whether it's against the Yellow Jackets or the Cavaliers. Did you see a flag, Chuck?
I did. One thing I've noticed is on these long runs, they get a lot of holding calls.
So that injured jam player coming off. Hedrick for the Yellow Jackets getting a nice hand from the crowd. They say if you watch offensive and defensive line play, you could have an infraction on every single play. So the Yellow Jackets, some of that stuff right now is catching up with them, and they have been accused of holding on some long runs, and that's going to take 6 points again off the board for James Monroe. So is that about the third touchdown they've called back?
I think so.
Yeah.
I remember a couple weeks ago we had 3 long runs in a row called back by a holding call.
Yeah. So when you get in tight games, that could be costly.
Right.
Those penalties, particularly holding calls. And the Yellow Jackets, certainly in a game like this, they can afford to have some touchdowns taken off the scoreboard. But in a real tight, tough game, you certainly don't want that. Trips to the near side of the field. Second down and 12 yards to go for James Monroe. Felton looking, steps up, rifles a pass in the middle. Boley with the reception down inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. And that should be enough for a JM first down.
Boley doesn't have enough for the first down. It'll be first.
Look at old big number 77 for the Yellow Jackets. Brandon Martin, 6'5", 345. Only a junior, Chuck. Got some more Wheaties to eat. So first and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. The ball inside the 10. Is it going to be first and goal? Yes. So first and goal for the Yellow Jackets at the Cavalier 9-yard line. Felton, A.J. Felton, the quarterback, gets the snap, hands it off to Weldon. Weldon weaving his way down inside near the 5-yard line. 38 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Second and goal facing the Yellow Jackets. Number 1, Boley coming in for James Monroe. Let's see who's he replacing. Yellow Jackets trying to score again here. I'd run right behind number 77 on the near side. Felton. And Felton.
A.J. Felton takes it in. Touchdown!
On the touchdown. I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I did not.
Nope. Great fake in there. So Felton with a 4-yard touchdown run.
completion to Foley.
34-0 our score.
Nolan Reed set to attempt the extra point. That touchdown sponsored by Just for Dots. The patient comes first. Now, service save time, save lives.
Marine in for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good.
5 seconds remaining in the third.
Marine with the extra point, 35-0 our score. 5 seconds left in this third quarter. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. 5.5 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Got just enough time for this kickoff return. Yellow Jackets kicking off to the Cavaliers. Marine with a squib kick, and it's fallen on by Cavaliers. Only took 1.5, one whole second off the clock. So 4.5 seconds to go. Cavaliers will have a chance to run a play here. They're going off. Chuck, let's get up and get a T-shirt. They're shooting T-shirts up here in the stands, and they could never. That one almost got in the press box, didn't it?
It did.
Carolina has it first and 10, 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
They never shoot in our direction.
Robinson, the ball carrier.
And a nice run by Robinson, getting the ball out to the 40-yard line. Nelson on the stop for the Yellow Jackets in the 3 here at Maury Stadium. 35-0 back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. 12 more minutes of football left here. Second down. And about 3 yards to go for the Cavaliers. And he runs into a brick wall. And he gets through that initial brick wall. Then he runs into another. There's 2 brick walls in a row. So no gain on that play, setting up a third down. And about 3 yards to go for the Carolina Cavaliers. Third down here and short doesn't mean much to them because they have gone for it all night on fourth down. So 3rd and 3 yards to go, just getting underway here in the fourth quarter, with 11:23 to go. And they're taking a long time to get that play in there, aren't they?
They are.
Could be.
They are.
No delay of game yet. Are we getting a delay of game?
Yep. No.
Timeout.
Timeout, Carolina. Get fans. You can catch a
Well, it was close to them getting a delay of game, so the coach took a timeout. So the Cavaliers taking a timeout with 11:08 to go in this football game. They trail 35-0. Yellow Jackets with the win tonight here at home will up their record to 6-1. Well, I'm sorry, will up their record to 5-1. And the Carolina Cavaliers will fall to 0-6. And that'll set the stage. Like I said, on Monday night, it's a big game. It's Chancellor and Cortland playing on Monday night. And the almost like double elimination, and the Yellow Jackets will get the winner of that game next Friday night, which will be the Chancellor Chargers. 3rd down, 3 yards to go for the Carolina Cavaliers at their 40-yard line. 11:08 to go here in this fourth quarter. Cavaliers operating from the pistol formation. The quarterback looking happy feet. Throws the football, and it was dropped at midfield by the Cavaliers. Yellow Jackets in excellent coverage in that secondary. Nobody open. So the clock will stop with 10:50. It will not stop. It's a running clock, just as I was told by Jim and Chuck earlier.
4th down.
So a running clock here in the fourth quarter. Has to be a 35-0 margin, correct?
35. Yes, that's correct. Going into the
fourth quarter.
Yep.
4th down and 3 yards to go. Cavaliers quarterback looking, rolling, throwing a pass. Should and could have been intercepted by the Yellow Jackets. So the Yellow Jackets will get the football on downs at the Cavalier 40-yard line. So every time, evidently, they don't have a punter. They must not have a punter.
They just like to be risky, that's all.
I don't like that.
Well, again, you know, if you throw enough up on the wall, it's supposed to stick, right?
That's right.
They got no points. They got to do something.
Yeah, but you also want to do something to prevent the other team from scoring.
That's true, but, you know.
Throw
Depends on how you look at that, I guess.
Is the glass half full or half empty, right? So, Yellow Jackets keeping the ball on the ground. Look like Davis on a carry for the Yellow Jackets. Gain of about 3 yards, setting up a 2nd down and 7 yards to go for James Monroe. 9 minutes and 56 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter with a running clock. JM up 35-0. I think it might be some new players in there too, Jim. Let's see. Can't see.
Well, you would think Survey would want to put, you know, some of his secondary people in.
Yellow Jackets on a counter play, and that's Boxley on the run. Nice run by Boxley. Down inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line. Enough for Boxley to pick up the first down for the Yellow Jackets.
22-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. 9:25 remaining.
So they temporarily stopped the clock, but now they started it again. And the Yellow Jackets with the first down at the Cavalier 22-yard line. Boley split to the far side of the field in the slot. That's number 2, Matt Felton. Yellow Jackets keeping on the ground again, and that's going to be Boxley running over players, down, high stepping it up the sideline. He ran right over a Carolina player and knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line, and they moved the chain on the far side. Another JM first down, setting up a 1st and goal at the Cavalier 5-yard line. Got to keep Boxley in there. He's running hard. Let him earn a touchdown here. Got to repay him for his hard running. Receivers split to the near and far side of the field. Yellow Jackets from the pistol. And that's going to be Davis on a little counter play. And Davis races it in from 5 yards out. And the Yellow Jackets on the board again. 41-0. James Monroe, 8.5 minutes to go in this football game. So the Yellow Jackets, once again, ladies and gentlemen, clicking on all cylinders tonight. Defensively, offensively. An extra point here by Marine. And he nearly, Jim kicked it out on George Street. Timeout on the field, 8.5 minutes to go in this football game. And the Yellow Jackets with a commanding lead, 42-0, back after this. Welcome back to Mars Stadium. 8.5 minutes to go in this football game. I was talking about the Virginia High School League rankings. Region 3A East. Teams like Phoebus, they're sitting at the top of the region at number 1 with a 5-0 record. Pocosin at number 2, 4-1. James Monroe, 3rd at 4-1. Brentfield District at 5-0. Hopewell at 3-2. Parkview South Hill at 3-1. Deep kick at the 1 yard line, 5, and gets it out just across the 10 yard line. So once again, Caroline starting deep in their own territory. And you can see if you're going to see some reserves. Coach Survey coming in now. Got to mention the coaching staff. Of course, Coach Richard Survey with 4 state championships. Battlefield District, Group 3A, Region 3A East, Conference 28. Rich Survey, head coach, assistant coaches, Ron Davis, Darrell Dyson, Val Folden, Delano Green, former James Monroe High School and Temple University standout. Kenton Griffin, the defensive coordinator. Don George, the offensive coordinator. Matt Laskowski, former James Monroe High School football player. First and 10 yards to go for the Cavaliers. And the quarterback is hit in the backfield for a loss. So George Major, one of the James Monroe coaches, Jonathan Phipps, Doug Shepard, Ben Sims, Romel Turner, and Dr. David Melton, superintendent of Fredericksburg City Schools, Dr. Tanisha Rochelle, principal of James Monroe, Pam Diggs and Justin Woodside, assistant principals. Murray Chrisman is the athletic director. Junior Bummery, Kenton Griffin, assistant ADs, Tammy Clark, athletic director. Chris Mallory, the band director for James Monroe High School. You can only read all of that stuff when you have a game that's a little bit on the slow side.
And Bob's not here.
Bob's not here. I'm reading stuff tonight that we've never seen. Now let me go to a few commercials.
Is that the back page or the middle page?
That's the middle page. Let's see.
Well, maybe Bob's listening. He's getting a good laugh tonight, right?
John B. Rose III. We won't do a commercial, even though I know John Rose very well. Off the fingertips of the intended receiver, number 3 for the Cavaliers. That falls incomplete. Another 4th down here. Now, they better not kick this football down here. I mean, they better not go for it.
They're going to go for it.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. They only have no points. So if he throws it long and they catch it on the 50-yard line and they run it in for a touchdown and they get a touchdown, or they get intercepted and James Monroe gets another touchdown, so what?
Look, Jim.
Right?
They're going for it.
See? Told you.
Cavaliers going for it. And it's going to be picked off by the Yellow Jackets on a return. That's Leacock. And that Leacock.
The Yellow Jackets take over down. Looks like number 9, Joseph Franklin.
That's Joseph Franklin, 5'9", 155 senior, with the deflection and interception. I don't care what you say, guys. It's got to be
I would agree with
the
you.
worst play in football to go for it deep in your own territory. Things like that have happened every time.
I'd agree if they were close, like one touchdown apart or something. But if they have 42 or 52, at this point,
You're saying a loss is a loss, right?
yeah. So just go for it.
Doesn't matter if it's 6-0 or 105-0.
If they get one, they can. Yay, we got a touchdown.
Okay, how about that, Jim? Timeout on the field, 42-0. 6:08 to go. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. And the Yellow Jackets with the first down play.
That's JV quarterback getting some action tonight. Number 7, Sean Smith.
And Sean Smith, the 6', 154 freshman in there for the Yellow Jackets. Number 7 going into the lineup. That's Smith, the quarterback, getting a play from the JM from Don Joy, taken to the football game. So second down. 7 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets. You got one receiver to the near side of the field. That's Gilson. And they keep it on the ground again. Look at that line surge. My goodness, down inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. Smith coming to the sideline again, getting a play. And the Yellow Jackets getting a first down. So it's first and goal from the 3-yard line with 5:09 to go in this football game. 22 coming out for the Yellow Jackets. Divine Cardell Ford, 5'8", 160, 10th grader. Yellow Jackets with the first and goal from the Caroline 3-yard line. Number 7, Sean Smith, the quarterback. Smith, handoff. Number 24 trying to get around the corner. Torrey Carter on the carry. So Jam getting the ball down to the 2-yard line where it will be second down rather, and 2 to go for the touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. 42-0. Number 22 going in. That number 24 coming out for the Yellow Jackets. That's Carter coming out. 2 receivers split to the near side of the field. Smith operating from the pistol formation. Smith. And there was some movement on the JM offensive line. Going to be a false start. Number 76 checking in for James Monroe. Thomas Hale Jr., 5'10", 240. Number 78 coming out. Arthur Stevens. No, I'm sorry. Getting some of the numbers confused here. Number 7 back in, Sean Smith getting the play from the JM sideline. So it's second down and goal from the 6-yard line. 3:35 and counting down. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Operating from the pistol formation. Quarterback going to be pulled down from behind at the 9-yard line. Kind of missed the handoff, and Smith tried to roll out to his left, and he was run down from behind by a Cavalier player. So third down. Third down situation here for the Yellow Jackets. Smith again getting the play from Don Joy, the offensive coordinator for James Monroe. Joy trying to dial up one here with 2:52 to go with his reserves in there. Smith from the pistol, rolling to his right, hands it off, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield. Handed the ball off to look like Ford. So right now, some of the JV players are in there for the Yellow Jackets, having a tough time to get that football in. So we're faced with a fourth down here, fourth and goal from the 16-yard line. So we need a good 16-yard play here on fourth down. 2 receivers split to the near side of the field, operating from the pistol formation. Quarterback rolling to his left. It was a read option play, and Smith was slam it hard down at the 6-yard line. And Caroline will get the football on downs here with 1:53 to go in this football game. Yellow Jackets getting a comfortable lead here, which enables them to put in some of their reserve players so that they can get experience. And that experience will carry a long way, particularly if the Yellow Jackets make it to the playoffs. And not only do you want good play from your players, but a lot of this is all luck, because you don't want any injuries throughout the season, and particularly for the playoffs. So 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers at their 8-yard line. Cavaliers keep it on the ground, and a hard hit, a collision. You could hear it all the way up here as the Cavaliers get out to hold there, get a first down out to the 24-yard line. 1:44 to go. They'll start the clock once they reset the chain on the far side of the field. Got a running clock here in this fourth quarter. Cavaliers in a passing formation here. Quarterback from the pistol. He's going to air it out, throws the ball a country mile, and it's nice defensive play back in the secondary by the Yellow Jackets. Ball hung up there a little bit, but still about a 45-yard pass on that passing play. That falls incomplete. Clock continues to run here. Second down and 10 yards to go. 42-0 our score. Bob Blackburn will be back next Friday night as we make our way to Chancellor High School to take on the Chargers. 2nd and 10 facing the Cavaliers, 48 seconds to go. Cavaliers keep it on the ground. Out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. That will set up a third down. Third and short facing the Cavaliers, about a yard to go. 27 seconds to go. Cavaliers keep it on the ground. They've got the first down out across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Might have time for one more play here, Jim.
Yeah, what did I miss while I was gone again? Didn't mean to leave you alone, but
Guess what? Not one thing. Last touchdown was about 6 minutes ago. You have missed the thing. First and 10 to go for the Cavaliers. They're going to air it out. And over the intended receiver's head. And that's going to do it. That final pass of the game will close the book on this game tonight as the Yellow Jackets pick up their 5th win against 1 loss. And the Carolina Cavaliers fall to 0-6. Final score from Monroe Stadium tonight, 42-0, James Monroe. I'll be back right after this timeout, and hopefully we can get a word with Coach Rick Survey.
Check, check, check. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Check.
Welcome back to Monroe Stadium. Final score, James Monroe 42 and the Carolina Cavaliers nothing. Junior Bummer is down on the field. Hopefully we can get a word in with Coach Survey. And Coach Survey is Junior is trying to get Coach Survey's attention.
Okay, down on the field with winning coach Rick Survey. Coach, shutout tonight. Kids got off to a good start. Man, they're doing well. You got your kids playing well, offense, defense. Everything looks like it's clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, it is. It is. We've had a tough week, the weather week. We haven't really had a good, consistent week of practice. But the kids, the kids are really responding to what we do, and they're really listening and buying into what we do, and that's the key. It all starts with our seniors and our captains, and so we're pretty happy. We're really happy.
Coach, I mean, you have some veterans, but you have some young players that are stepping up too. You mentioned your quarterback, A.J. Felton. He's a sophomore. He's going to go through some growing pains, but he's quick as light and he's fast. You got DJ running the ball well. You didn't even use Jawan Davis much because he played defense tonight. You got weapons all over the place, man, and the guys are really buying into what you're doing. You have a running game, and you get past it well too. So just talk about the consistency what you guys have built in the last. You ran off 5 games in a row now.
We ran off 5 games in a row because the kids, like I said, have worked hard in practice. And I tell you, it all centers around our offensive line. Those big 5 monsters, I call them, are awesome. They're the hammer. It all starts with them. And when the hammer gets going, the rest of the team flows behind. And when D.D. Nelson gets going and Boxley gets going on defense, you're not going to be stopped. It all centers around Conaway, Nelson, and Boxley. And then you got Edwin Young playing great at the end, and of course our secondary is just full of athletes.
That's right.
So a lot of them play basketball for you. So you know that. So everything is going well. We're a little rusty on some special teams we got to get better on, but I tell you, I like what we got. I like our team. I really like our team. I like our chemistry.
And, with the rain or the lightning delay last night, I know it's sometimes getting your team back up, but, you don't – when you're playing at Monroe Stadium, you don't have a problem getting your team up for a big game. And, they got through this one. We wanted to get through this one. And let's talk about the preparation for Chancellor next week.
Playing in Maury and having Rick Survey in the locker room before the game with his patented speeches, I don't think our kids have any problems getting ready for a ball game. I have a way with words.
That's right, Coach.
We'll be ready for Chancellor. Chancellor's awesome football team. And, they get a little handicapped a little bit, playing on Monday, but that's not my problem. We'll be ready on Friday to give them all they can handle, and we hope it's going to be a good game. They're very good. They're very good. So we're good, too. We're very good.
Yes, sir. Again, down on the field, we're winning, Coach Survey, 42-0, Coach. Congratulations. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Julian. Thank you very much for the coverage. Herman.
Yes, indeed. Back to Greg, Herman K.
All right, thank you, Julian. Coach Rick Survey, the winning coach. Well, we've done a lot of interviews like that with him winning at the end of games, Jim and Chuck. But another win for Coach Survey as they up their record to 5-1 record. So they're getting set for high school football next Friday night as they travel to Chancellor to take on the Chancellor Chargers. Well, that's going to do it for us from here at Monroe Stadium. And for Jim, for Chuck, and for Bob Blackburn at home, I'm Herman K. saying so long from Monroe Stadium. Once again, that final score, James Monroe 42, Cavaliers nothing. And we'll see you next Friday night.